aliens, whatever you identify in this wonderful, beautiful world. Welcome into the Hunter Houston ESG podcast. And tonight, because I didn't set it up correctly, we have our guest. I'm going to go ahead and go to him right now. KRIS from, you know him, you love him, Next Level Games in Shelby, North Carolina. He's on Facebook. He's everywhere. He's a store owner. He does use games. He fixes controllers. He does everything in between. KRIS, how are you today, sir?
Hey guys, I'm pretty good tonight. I'm a little
Now,
tired, but it's been a solid
well,
day.
I'm assuming you worked all day long, and you had to like, man, I have to do a damn fucking podcast with this asshole. Great, I enjoy that.
No, I was
You,
looking
you
forward
didn't even know
to
what to
it.
say about that. Like, yeah, talk to me.
No.
Just blink twice if you're not being held hostage. Now, let's give a shout out to PlayStation Ain't Dead, and somebody has a look at that. He's even wearing a shirt from the PlayStation Ain't Dead podcast. So we're showing double love today by giving them a shout out to Will Schultz, Sean Powers from Ain't Dead Games, who actually put out some really good videos this week on a really cool arcade and a cool store up in was that Long Island or is that Staten Island? Or you
That
haven't
was
watched that
Long
video yet?
Island where he had
It was Long Island. Okay.
that new game store, the Game On Retro World.
It looked good. Hey, it had a big Laura Croft, and I actually want that statue or that little display. That's probably at least about what $500 or more for that thing, or was it like a free
Oh,
gift or something?
probably more than that.
Yeah, probably more than that. Yeah, that sucker's nice, man. I like that sucker a lot. But shout out to them, and again, check out both those. Please like, share, subscribe. Sean's show, because Sean can't say that enough. I guarantee you. Let's do a countdown tomorrow. If you're watching live, the PlayStation Ain't Dead at 10 o'clock. If you're watching them live, do a countdown and see how many minutes or seconds does it take for Sean to tell people to go like, share, and subscribe his show. With that said, please like, share, and subscribe our show. There you go.
Like,
Now,
comment, subscribe.
yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I know most people who watch this show or listen to the show, they do it later on. This is Friday night, so I don't expect people to be home. I expect them to be out, getting ready to go partying, getting drunk, picking up random chicks, paying for random chicks or dudes if you're into that. Um, so, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this started. And I want to get this started really quickly with a win for the gamers and a win for basically against EA. And that is, let me check this out. EA Sports completely removes all paid progression mechanics and microtransactions for Road to Glory and for online Dynasty mode for college. Now, did they do it for the other ones? No. There's other stuff that is pay to play, but these other things have never been pay to play before, and they got so ratioed on Monday because the people who pre-ordered it, like myself, um, you know, we got to basically feel that and do that. And I'm sorry, I actually went over to it and didn't show the story, so I apologize. Now I did it correctly, but yeah. So you have this right here, and what does that tell you? Is that a win for the customers, or is that just basically EA just giving in to the customers who are pissed?
It's definitely a win to the customers. Well, I mean, maybe a little bit of both, but I'm not a big, sports game person. But the fact that they've taken any microtransactions out is pretty crazy.
Oh, it's
Because
a total win.
usually they're trying to add as much in as possible.
And it's a total win for the gamers. So people like myself and many others who play NCAA college football or just any type of game, just to have those removed on something that wasn't there for the last 2 years. See, if they would have came out with that day one ish, that'd have been fine. But you do 2 years without that, and then now you expect people to pay? No, sir. No, thank you. Now, what are you currently drinking tonight?
The usual diet sun drop.
Okay. I am drinking this nice, beautiful green. And I know I am not sponsored by these people. I would like to be because I like drinking this. And it's a green tea with peach antioxidants. I've already shook it. So I'm going to shake a little bit more. Pop that sucker
What's
right
that
here.
called? Steve's?
Yeah, it's from Amazon. It's actually kind
I've
of
never heard of
expensive,
it.
man. I actually got it from a bin store, for like what was it, on $3 a day. And I was like, well, I'm gonna try this out and see if I like it. And sure enough, I like it. I'll actually spend money on it. Cheers to you, sir, and cheers to everyone. Now, what are you currently playing before we get the rest of the show going?
So I've been playing a lot of Forza Horizon 4 lately. Because I had never really played a Forza Horizon game.
Those games are awesome because they're
Oh
fun.
yeah, it's
They're
so
not like
much
a regular
fun.
racing game. They're enjoying the background as you just drive.
Yeah, and there's so much side stuff you can do too, and it's like it's not because I don't like super realistic games. Like when it comes to racing, and it feels like it has the perfect balance between being like a realistic racing experience, but still being arcade and fun.
Now, I am currently playing. Believe it or not, I'm playing old school Red Dead. I'm playing Final Fantasy Rebirth, trying to finish that off, and then I just started back. I know you're not really an Xbox 360 guy, but I just started back playing Naruto: Rise of the Ninja.
Oh, nice.
That is a Ubisoft game, and this is going to lead up to something. Uh, Speaking of Ubisoft and their new Black Flag resync, ladies and gentlemen, we just talked about a win for the people and a win for microtransactions against, being eliminated. Well, take a look at this and tell us what you think. Assassin's Creed Black Flag resync launched with $85 worth of day one microtransactions. And Ubisoft has said if you don't like it, don't buy the game. What are your thoughts, sir?
Boo. I mean, I definitely want to get the game. Like, I probably won't buy the cosmetic, all that crap. I never usually do, but it still kind of sucks that they put that in there.
So, do you think that people will actually spend the $85 to actually all these microtransactions for it? Because this is not even for like they don't even have the online multiplayer for Assassin's Creed Resync, and they took out all the extra stuff where like you go into the real world. It's just all about Kenway.
Oh no, I don't think unless you're just a die-hard Assassin's Creed fan, I don't think anyone's gonna buy that crap. Like it's just stuff to speed up the progression. I think. Like I saw something about you could buy like resource packs and stuff, which is just weird.
I would just play the game. I wouldn't waste my
Yeah,
time on something like that. And look, I will gladly pick up Assassin's Creed Resync when it's the proper price of $40 or $39.99. So I will gladly wait until Christmas time and pick it up because I already have Assassin's Creed Black Flag for the Xbox 360, for the PlayStation 3, for the PS4. I think I'm good for now.
yeah, I want to get it, but it's not like a day one buy for me. I mean, I know it's already out, but I'm not
No,
really
it's
gonna
not a day
buy it
one
right
buy for
away.
me either. It's not even really on the list. Now, speaking of day one, and if you would have told me that Sony and we're going to talk about your store momentarily, but I want to talk about Sony. What do you think of their one of their head guys or is the president selling? And we're going to go to the story. Half of his stock. So he sold 225,000 shares of stock July 3rd. So this is actually, I think, before the whole we're not going to make this kind of thing. No, just 2 days after. So 2 days after they said that, so stock was still pretty good then and still pretty firm because that's because a lot of people weren't paying attention because this was during the holiday time. So what do you think about that?
That's insane. Like, is that? I didn't even think that was legal. Like,
I mean, to me, he's almost as bad as Jim Ryan, who was like, I think the last two COs or the last two presidents have been absolute. just total catastrophes because Jim Ryan has basically pissed away all goodwill with me because when he didn't greenlight, look, you could have did a remake or a remastered version of the Getaway 1 or 2, or even the was it the PSP version of the Getaway, because that was a different story as well. So you could have did that. You could have did all this stuff with the Getaway because he was, I think, personal friends with the people who worked on some of those games. He's like, "Nah, dog, we're gonna fire you and go fuck yourself. Oh, and we're gonna put in all these online games that have no reason to take much stuff up. Fuck that." I mean, do you think this guy's any better?
No, I just think it's shitty. Like you're just gonna crap on the PlayStation name, and then you're gonna sell off half your shares immediately afterwards.
Now, Panda Girl Gone Wild says EA and Ubisoft asked too much. I bought $500 of DLC for the Sims 4, sorry, and I still don't have all the packs. I know some people who bought some stuff at my work. There's this one girl named Keisha, and she, I think, spent about $150 on some packs. And she was trying to get me to help her install these things. And I was telling her, I was like, some of these packs are non-existent anymore. Do you know about that? And is this on the PC or is this for the PS4? Uh, Panda Girl Gone Wild.
So
What do you know about that, Chris?
I'm not super familiar with all the expansion packs for The Sims 4. I know that there's an absurd amount of them. Like I want to think someone totaled it up, and there's over $1,000 in DLC out there for The Sims 4, which is wild.
Now, you know what
Uh,
saved this? There's a good story about The Sims, and that The Sims was like some guy's pet project. And you know who saved it? Female game developers. I'm not even joking. They actually saved it, and they were actually made The Sims actually into a like legit game. It was somebody's pet project. There was a big thing on YouTube. I watched this documentary. It's like an
yeah,
hour long about The Sims, and it's actually worth watching. But female gamers saved, or gamers slash developers saved The Sims and made billions of dollars probably for EA.
yeah, it
And
started off as like a project.
it started out
This
as a
guy was
pet
making
project.
a life sim, which I loved the original Sims, like the Sims 1 and Sims 2, but I haven't played any like the newer ones.
The packs and expansions, if not for Sim 4 and 4, unless it is not updated, it should be easy to download. Okay, they should be easy to download. Okay, now I'm going to give you a fun fact today. Do you have an older system, sir? Actually, you have every old system. Try to update. I'm not even joking to you, by the way. So I updated my Dead or Alive. I was playing this with my daughter. She loves fighting games. Uh, Dead or Alive Ultimate 5 for the Xbox 360. We did the update pack. Guess what it did to the game?
What?
It locked everything in the game. I'm not even joking. It locked absolutely everything in the game. The game was working perfectly fine until I decided to do an update. Now, I deleted the updates for it, and so I can play it again, but I can't use my costumes because the only reason why I wanted to update it because I had bought. This is back like in 2000, what, 13 or 12 when DOA 5 Ultimate came out. So I'm sitting there. I don't have access to those costumes now, but I can at least play the game. But if you update that game on any of the old systems, try updating it on the PS3 and see what you come up with as well. Maybe because
That's
their
weird.
storefront's still open, it might still work. But for the Xbox 360, done. I mean, everything's locked. And I actually sent the video to Will. So I can send that video to you later on and show you. I should have
Yeah, send it to
posted
me.
it up here. But have you dealt with any games like that you've done some updates where it automatically just wipes everything out
So I haven't
and
really
locks
had
the
that
in-game?
issue. I have weird issues. So I have the T-Mobile 5G home internet for my house,
Okay.
and my Xbox 360 just doesn't work on it at all. Like you can't even sign in.
Well, that's awesome.
And it's weird because I have my own router hooked up to it, so I bought because the thing T-Mobile gives you's crap. But I've tried everything and I cannot get like 360 just doesn't work on it. But if I take it to the store where I have Spectrum, it works fine. So it's not the system, and it's not my account.
I have Spectrum at my house.
Yeah, that's what I want to get. We couldn't get it for the longest time.
Okay, cause updates ruins everything. I believe Panda Girl Gone Wild is correct. Cause updates do ruin everything. And good thing is with the old Xbox 360 is that when you go into the memory, it'll show you where the update file is. And so I just deleted the update file.
Yeah, you
It's
can just
almost
delete it.
and that's the whole thing is I don't even want. I'm basically going to detach it from being online because I have all the trophies I need for most of those games anyway. It's just my child wanting to play. And believe it or not, she's never played the Naruto Rise of the Ninja. And as soon as she played it, and she played like 5 minutes of it, hooked. I got her. So now, hopefully, I have an anime fan that can watch the original Naruto series with from beginning to end, which would be pretty awesome. I
Well,
hope so, anyway.
those Naruto 360 games I've heard were pretty good, and
They're
they were
from
like they
Ubisoft.
were exclusive to the 360.
That
You
is
couldn't get them on
correct, and
anything else.
they're platforming games. They got fighting in it, and the fighting is actually hard, but they're also platforming games. If you've never played them before, I recommend both of them. One's Rise of the Ninja, and the other one is Broken Bonds. Both amazing and awesome games. Now, I want to get on to your store, and basically, since physical media from Sony has been discontinued by 2028, have you seen a lot of people basically come in and buy a ton of games or try to get the games they want before they go to astronomical prices? But I saw that you posted this week on the Next Level Game Facebook page that you took in a lot of old games that are like really cool. And I'm like, wow. I figured
Yeah.
people would be talking about, oh, this is too much. This is too da 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 da. You know how this happened. You know, so to me, it's like, okay, what are you experiencing in this first week or actually week and a half since this is taking place? Because I figured you'd have more people buying than selling at this point, or just the normies don't know what's going on and they're probably not going to know until it's too late.
Well, overall, this week has been super busy for the store. Not as much trade-ins. Like we got that big 360 collection, but
That was a good collection,
that
by the
was
way.
actually from the week before. We just never got around to processing it until this week. Um,
That's how you know it's not stolen.
I feel like this was the disc announcement, right?
Yes, this was the disk announcement of getting rid of the disk
Yeah.
drives, no more disk drives in the new system, and I think the reason for that also is because 'cause they're gonna have their handheld go hand in hand with their system, so they're gonna feel like, "Oh, you could take the handheld anywhere. You could do this with their" because they're to realize that PS6 is going to be compatible with their handheld. But my whole thing is, will their hand? We already know their handheld will play PlayStation ones, maybe PlayStation 4 or 5 games, because it'll stream them more and less. But will it play PlayStation 2? Will it play PlayStation 3? Or it's going to do a hard emulation? And that's my whole thing is, what type of specs you're going to need to run those emulations. But my main thing is about the disc and people realizing that discs are going away in 2028. How many people actually know that have come into your store, or they just don't know and they
Oh,
don't care and they're just kind of just again they're normies. In other words, I'm a gamer, you're a gamer, you know.
yeah.
But a lot of people are just casual gamers where all they play is sports titles, or all they play is like the latest fighting game, or COD, or they play is whatever big title. All they play is Grand Theft Auto, and we'll get to Grand Theft Auto in a minute. But what did you see in these following weeks, and has anybody discussed that with you in your store?
So yeah, it's brought up constantly. Um, People are constantly, hey, did you hear about this? You know, they're not gonna make disc after 2028. The only thing that I noticed that's been abnormal is we've been selling a lot more PS3 games than usual, and I think that comes from the store closure announcement. Like, I
I
had a
have
guy come in and spend, like, $80 on PS3 games today and got a whole stack of them.
I bought a ton, and I actually got one game that was missing from my collection from a long time, from McCarty, and that was Rise of the Argonauts. Have you ever heard of that game?
I've heard of it. I think I have it at the store. Never
I
played it.
have it for the Xbox 360. I do not have it for the PS3. And so I didn't realize it was on the PS3. And when I saw it was on PS3 and I saw it was cheap because someone had it for like 60, someone had it for like 25, and this other guy had it for 12. I'm like, buying the $12 one with $5 shipping. So, yeah, that to me was something that I had to do. And there's a few other games. I think I have all the good like, collections where it's like everything together for PS3. So I'm only missing like 7 games that I need for the PS3. So I either hunt them down through you or hunt them down through McCarty or wherever. My PS4 collection, I got like 25 more that I need to solidify what I want. In other words, like if the internet shut off tomorrow, I want to have every game that I want to be able to play at any time, without having anything new. I'm not even thinking about like PS5 because the PS5, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, you do have to be connected most of the time to play most of your to the internet in order to play most
Yeah.
of your PS5 games.
And
I
there's a
hate to
lot
tell
of
you.
games where they don't, like, the data's not all on the disc. Um, like, it'll install some of the game, but then the rest of it has to download from PlayStation servers. So it's basically like a game key card to Switch, but no one else looks at it like that, but that's the way I see it. There's not really a difference between, like, one of those PS5 games that requires internet to install and a game key card.
Now, do you think that that's so they can make more money? The
Off of what?
developers by doing that.
Oh,
In other words, like hey, they have more control of that money.
by releasing the game entirely digital or by doing one of those partial.
By doing it entirely digital, and then basically
Oh, yeah.
they'll never lower the price because they don't have to because it's all digital
Yeah, that's the thing, that's what they
and
want
hold
to
you
happen,
hostage.
because if it's 100% digital, you're just at the mercy of Sony and Microsoft's pricing, because, like, it's even worse than PC, because PC games, with Steam, there's multiple places you can buy your games, so
Mhm. They'll
there's
drop
still competition, yeah. But like Sony, your PlayStation, you can only buy the games from the PlayStation Store. So they have a monopoly over that, and they can ultimately control the price if there's
now,
no disc.
because you said monopoly, I wanna bring up the biggest monopoly and the most stupidest thing gamers could ever do, and I think your opinion is very important to this. So, ladies and gentlemen, GTA was be able to be pre-ordered a couple of weeks ago or so, whatever. Guess how much money it made off the plebs and the people who were silly enough to bet? Go ahead and guess how much money they made, Chris.
I'm gonna say at least 1 billion.
You're incorrect, sir. They have made upwards to $3 billion
Oh my god.
off of pre-orders. The game cost $1.5 billion to make, and they have already made upwards to $3 billion off of just pre-orders alone. Now, note there's no mention of the multiplayer anywhere. All they've showed you is the main
So
story, and if you remember, the multiplayer didn't come out to a year later in the actual GTA 5 world. And multiplayer is not going to be available day one because you're going to shut down every damn server. Multiplayer will probably eventually come out because you know how many servers you have to
yeah,
shut down in order to make that work.
yeah, they said that it was gonna come later, but what I just don't understand why anyone is pre-ordering this. I mean, I get it, it's GTA, but you're literally pre-ordering it just based off the name alone. 'Cause they haven't even showed us any gameplay. They've showed us zero gameplay, which is a red flag for me because the game's coming out in less than 4 months.
So let's just say, for sake of argument, you only could. Let's say you're a kid. Let's say you're 13 or 14 years old, and you're asking your parents for one game, and basically you have to get the $100 one. You can't escape the $100 one. So what are you going to do? Uh, in other words, can you basically say, I'm going to live with this one game, and if you get it for early for me, this is my Christmas, and you're trying to debate with your parents, would your parents let you have this game?
What, me? No, definitely not. When I was a kid, they didn't let me have any of the Grand Theft Autos.
Okay, because I would have now I managed the GameStop during that time when it came out, and you'd be surprised how many times I would tell parents about that said game, and they'd say, "Oh, he ain't gonna kill nobody. He ain't gonna do X, Y, and Z or this and that. He's just gonna just roll out." So to me, is or should I say, will parents just overlook it like they did for the previous one, or will they say, "Well, son or daughter, you're gonna have to wait"? Because I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm gonna get the game. I'm gonna probably play it. My child's probably some time to time may walk in on me playing it. So I have to be very careful. I mean, I'm not gonna get it day one. I know the price is not going down. That the game price on that is set in stone. It is
Yeah, it's
edged in
digital.
stone. It is never going to drop past $100 until maybe a year later, or if it's like, hey, it's after Christmas. You know, everybody's already bought it, which is the 3 billion pre-orders. Guess what? We'll lower it from 100 to 80, no, to $90. Mm.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like based off what I've seen, um, people don't buy their kids this anyway. Like, at least in the area I'm in, like, no one really cares what their kids are
now,
playing. So the
yeah, that's way I felt when I worked at GameStop myself, is that no one really cared. So my question to you is, if you had children and they were like say 13, would you let them play it?
mm, I guess it would depend on how mature my 13-year-old was. Like,
Fair enough. Now, for this week's How Dare You, and I have a great one. I don't know if you have one prepared, but I have a great one prepared, and I can't wait to do it. So, would you like to go first, sir, or would you prefer I go first?
I guess you go first, because I don't really
Okay.
have anything prepared, honestly.
Fair
But
enough. My how dare you for this week is for the dickhead who plays Trevor. Okay. There's a guy, the guy who plays Trevor, he goes to all these different Comic Con conventions and everything like that. And he basically says he's never played the game, he doesn't care for the game, and that he thinks games are stupid. He doesn't play games at all. Why would you give this fucking asshole money if he doesn't play the game and he fucking hates games? It's like he's basically saying he hates gamers. And it's like, if you watch the interviews with him on YouTube, he's like, well, somebody said I should play the game. And I said, well, you should read this book. It's a book I like. I'm like, dude, you're just a fucking voice actor. Go fuck yourself. Anybody that lines up to like meet a voice actor or somebody like that, man, that's just fucking stupid. Because again, they don't care about the fucking character. They I mean, well, some of them do. Someone's like, "Hey, I played the game. I like the game. You know, I tried to envision what the person who wrote the script wanted me to be." But this guy right here is such a fucking. It's like, oh, it's such a Trevor move. No, it's not a Trevor move. You're putting words into this jackass's mouth, and he's getting fucking money off you and taking pictures with you, and you're paying like 20 or $50 for a selfie with this cocksucker, man. You need to basically make this motherfucker go broke and make him actually play the game and be thankful to the fans rather than be like, like, oh, you're so deep, you're doing something special. The motherfucker's not doing nothing special. He's telling you he doesn't fucking care about you or games. So go fuck that. Tell that dude to go fuck himself and not give him any money. That's my. How dare you, sir, take advantage of people, show up to Comic Cons and say, I'm the voice of Trevor, and don't want to talk anything about Trevor. And all these people come up to you. It's like, I want to take a picture with the dude who voiced Trevor. At least the guy who played John Morrison actually fucking cares about it, or the dude from part two actually cared about the fucking character and has played the fucking game. You can go to their booths and give them money, but that fucking cocksucker, man, tell him to go fuck himself. And that's my how dare you.
Well, I mean, the voice actor that did Trevor, he had to be legitimately mentally insane in order to voice him.
He's not though.
'Cause he's
He's
not.
one of these. He's one of these know-it-all kind of. He has this "I'm better than you" kind of attitude actors, and he's I guess he's a classical trained actor. In other words, he's one of these people who's probably like a teacher actor, and it's like he wasn't good enough to be a real actor, so he was a teacher, and then basically he auditioned for the part, or someone called him for the part, and he got it, and he played it so well, and it's just again he's a pompous asshole. In the worst way, when you don't appreciate the fans, and the fans shouldn't give this motherfucker a dime. I mean, it's to me, it's stupid to go to a booth of a dickhead who even says shit like that. I mean, if I knew you, if I was a voice actor and I knew that you came to my booth to see me, I'd be gracious, I'd be happy, and no matter how much of a prick I am, I wouldn't be like, "Oh, I fucking hate you" to your face. I'd be like, "Oh, thank you for coming, man. I appreciate it."
Yeah.
Da 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 da. Be cordial and everything, rather than like, "Fuck you" and all this other stuff. It's like spitting in someone's face, and it's like, "Oh, he's playing the character." No, he's just not. He's not playing the character. He's just a dickhead. Fuck that guy. How dare you, sir? Now, if you don't have nothing this week, you ain't got to do anything, homie. It's all good. Um, but that's one of those things I really wanted to hit on with him because I felt like that to me when I watched that interview off of YouTube, it pissed me off so much, and I saved that shit just for today. I mean, I had two other shows in between, and I saved that shit just for today with you. Now,
I I
go
haven't
ahead, sir.
seen
I'm
that
sorry.
video, but it sounds like he's an ass. So,
Dude, that it pissed me off because you can't treat people that way, man. And I felt like the way he was talking and he was treating people pretty piss poor. Now, have you seen the story yet? I can bring it up if you need me to. But the head of Microsoft fired 3,200. Was it is it 3,200 employees or
3,200.
3,200 employees? And guess what she applied for?
What?
5,000 H1 visas.
What the hell?
You know what H1 visas are, right?
What? Explain it to me. Like I've heard the term, but
Okay, I'm gonna bring it up here real quick. H1 visas are basically she applied, she fired for basically the I hate to say it that way. Let me correct myself. She applied to have foreign workers come in here and work from either more than likely India because she's from India herself. So let me go ahead and look this up. Um, Xbox
okay.
5,000
So she laid off all the current employees and are replacing them with immigrants.
foreign born workers that she plans on bringing
What?
over here. And they nearly hold up. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this up real quick to you and show you real quick. Let's bring this bad boy up. Well, let me share it. Let's go ahead and
I
share
didn't
this.
hear about this.
Here we go. All right. Microsoft lays off nearly 5,000 employees across the board. Now you go a little bit further down. Game over. Xbox lays off by Indian American CEO Sharma, whatever her name is, and then applies for H-1B visas. So in other words, to steal American jobs, being trolled for stealing American jobs, and it's over and over and over again of her doing this. And you know, some of these things you got Fox here, you got other places.
Okay, so Xbox is still self-destructing then.
Yes, they're still
Yeah.
self-destructing because
Yeah,
they're cutting their own employees and then hiring. Now, you see, here's the thing: is if you've ever watched, I watched a documentary about the N1H1 visas or just the visas in general. And the documentary was a Disney employee being fired. He was a older gentleman. He was African American, and he had to basically train his his H-1 visa counterpart, who's going to make probably far, far less wages than him. And if he didn't train him, he wouldn't get his severance and he would just be fired outright. So he had to train his own replacement. And then you got to understand when they hire these people, if they bring them here to America, which most of the time they do bring them here to America, they live in apartments owned by, Microsoft or whoever. And then, long story short, if they don't work long hours, it's more or less slave labor, because
Yeah,
if they don't do all this stuff, they just send them back to whatever country they're from every
yeah,
time.
it's like the Chinese cell phone factories.
Yes, except we bring them over here, and then you're familiar with the Walmart theory, correct?
I've heard the term.
Okay, Walmart basically will hire you for a wage just under living wage, where you can apply for welfare or apply for EBT or food stamps, whichever one you want to call it. And so basically, you're getting government assistance, plus they get a kickback for hiring you because from the government. So they're working two sides of the coin while they're just paying you enough to be their slave. I'm not joking. You can
Yeah.
look this up. That's why it's called the Walmart
No,
theory.
that doesn't surprise me.
And so they're just scheming you, bro. And to me, for Xbox to do that, that's really scummy. I mean, pay
Oh yeah.
Americans what they're worth. It's an American company. Now, if it was a foreign company, I would feel differently. It's an American company. Hire Americans, hire the people who are already here, pay them a living wage, and let's make good games. Now, with Sony, what do you think of their new system being in the range between 1,000 to $1,200?
With the current market conditions, when it comes to like RAM slash memory, that's not surprising. I'm honestly surprised they haven't raised the price of the PS5 even more.
Oh,
Because
it's going
I
up.
feel like, yeah, I feel like they're still losing money on the PS5s right now.
Well, thing is people real. I told somebody the other day. I said you don't make money off of systems. You make money off of games. You make money off
Yeah.
of accessories. Now, check this out. The PlayStation 6 does not have an official price tag yet, but it can be anywhere between $850 to $1,200 at launch time, expected around 2028, which they said they're not going to release. But they're saying the manufacturing costs of RAM prices and AI components. My thing is I think AI will die out by then with the data centers type of things. So I think it will be much cheaper to have these systems. So to give this price team like 850, I would say would be reasonable, but $1,200, I can buy a pretty decent PC for $1,200
Well, for now you can.
for now. Yeah.
PC part prices are definitely going up too. I was in Office Depot today, and a 2 terabyte NVMe drive, WD Black, it was like $700, which was nuts.
Yeah, but
I
here's the thing
mean,
is that Office Depot does not have competitive prices. I know three people who work there because I do my recycling there, and they are not trying to be competitive at all when it comes to those things. And all this happened after these whole data center things went down. Because if you remember, in December, everything was reasonably priced, and then once basically January hit, everything just skyrocketed. You can look at the prices,
yeah.
or you can go back to the old internet and look at the prices, and you will see a total difference.
Yeah, I mean, the only way I was able to get an affordable 4 terabyte NVMe drive recently was to buy one from GameStop. I bought a GameStop branded SSD, and I took the heatsink off of it so I could fit it in my computer.
Yeah, I have a Samsung one in my PS5. I don't have a heat sink on it. Um, I know some people say put a heat sink on it, but to me, it's like it's under warranty. If it goes bad within those 2 years,
Oh, dude, don't trust Samsung's warranty. Have you seen Man, I should send you the article on that. Have you seen what they did to? It's one of the tech guys I follow, Louis Rossman. He does like board repairs for computers and MacBooks.
Uh-huh.
Um, he sent in a warranty claim on his Samsung SSD. I think it was a 990 4 terabyte.
Mine was a 992 terabyte. That sent into Samsung and I
His
got it replaced.
died, and
What was
he sent
mine?
in under warranty. This was like a month or two ago,
Okay.
and they declined replacing it for him because the same drive is now like $1,000.
Well, they
They were
replaced
only
mine.
going to refund him the original purchase price.
What was the original purchase price?
I think it was like $350.
Okay, my original purchase price, because this was like when placed, I think 2020, and for a 2 terabyte back then, it was like $450 or some shit. So they basically gave me a brand new one. They gave me actually a better one than I had, and if I guess should I go ahead and put a heat sink on it then, or don't worry about it? I already
Oh
put it in
yeah,
my
you should
PS6 and my
definitely have a
PS5.
heat sink on it.
I'll
My
buy a
lap
heat sink and put it on it then. That's fine.
my laptop, I had to take the heatsink off the GameStop one because there was like a GameStop branded. Actually, I have the packaging right here. I haven't tossed the packaging yet. It was
There we
this
go.
I had to take the heatsink off of it
Uh huh.
so that I could fit it inside of my laptop, and my laptop has like a different heatsink that can fit inside the laptop.
Well, I'll look on Amazon, find me a heat sink, and then put it on that
Uh,
thing so it'll actually last. But yeah,
Oh, I can just send
Samsung
you this
Samsung
GameStop
took care of
heatsink.
mine. Samsung took care of me. Yes, you can send it to me. That's fine. I'll give you my address. Samsung took care of me, and they sent me another 2 terabytes. I only paid like $20 for whatever it was, and they refunded me something for my weight or something like that. But dude, it was better than paying another 400 and something dollars. I got lucky. I was like literally right at the 1 month before my warranty was going to end. So I got
Yeah,
lucky in the 5 years.
in the past, their warranty's been really good. This is just something recent that's happened because
But
of
like
the crazy spike in prices.
no, I
They
think
refuse to
everybody,
replace
because
this
even
drive.
are you familiar with Resident Steroid?
Yeah.
Okay, his died, like, literally as soon as I had gotten mine back, his died. His 2 terabyte died and then someone else told me theirs died as well. So, it's not just a coincidence that everybody's lasted, like, 5 years, and then all of a sudden it just went whew and just dropped out. So, how long have you had yours in your, PS5?
Well, I don't have a Samsung in my PS5. I have a Team Group, I think it is.
Okay.
Team
See, I
Group
have a Samsung
SSD.
in my PS5.
But the Samsung drives are usually really good.
That's what some people have told me as well, but we will see. Now, is there anything in particular about your store that happened these last 2 weeks, that stands out? Like, because like I said, I saw some of your trades and I was like, "Wow," But, I mean, other than that one guy buying that whole set, is there anything else where people's like, "Hey, I have to get this now before it's too late?"
Not really. I mean, we've been selling a lot more consoles lately.
Okay.
People have been buying the PS4 consoles, the Xbox 360s, PS3s, the Xbox Series consoles.
Yo, they don't trade in for crap at GameStop, man. I saw someone trading in a Xbox One, and like that was like $8 to $9, and like my original Xbox would have broke. I didn't tell them it was had a broke disk drive in it, but that gave me like $25, and it would have gave me 50 if I would have gave them everything with it. I just gave them the console by itself. And I was like, because I'm not giving up my accessories. I mean, I still play all my other I have 3 other Xboxes,
Yeah.
I'm not giving those up. I gotta send one to you to get a new disk drive in it, but other than that, I ain't giving those suckers up. I love those things, man. you know. But that was one of the ones where it's like, I can live without that one. And I paid off Metal Gear. Was it Metal Gear Collection 2 for the PS5, which was, and thing is that's only priced at $50.
Yeah, that's a really good value is what you're getting with
It's a
the
good
Metal
value,
Gear collection.
and it's a digital. It's a physical collection, not a digital collection. So, and then I paid. I spent like $20 and pre-ordered. Was it Rise of the Daywalker? That what it's called?
I haven't heard of that one.
No, Dawn of the Daywalker. Hold on, let me show that to you, man. I think you'll like that. Let me look that up for you real quick. I think you'll like that game, man. It's pretty cool. Dawn of the. I think it is called the Daywalker. Day. There we go. Dawn of the Daywalker. I can't believe you ain't seen that yet. Um, hold up. Let me make sure I got the right one here. Blood. Oh, the blood of the Dawnwalker. Sorry, blood of the Dawnwalker. Let me show that to you real quick. Yeah, if you haven't seen that yet, man, I think you'll be interested in that a lot, dude. I thought that was a really cool game, or what it is. Check this bad boy out here. All right, so it's let's go to the video here real quick. Let's turn off the audio, turn down the audio, and where is the audio here, ladies and gentlemen?
The audio bar's gone.
Well, I don't like doing the audio on it. There we go, right here. Audio
There it is.
button off. Because we could show the game, but we can't play the audio. The audio is always a
Yeah.
no-no because it could have some licensed music in it or something like that. And basically, it's from creators of The Witcher that left. So people tend to forget, and this game comes out in September, mid-September. Actually, no, early September. This and Only Miss You 3 both come out early September. And it's from guys who worked on The Witcher 3 and a couple other Witcher games and that
Witcher
left the
3.
studios. But let's and this is like showing some diary. Let's go a little bit further. Come on, load, load, load. And apparently I think he becomes a vampire. I mean, they did all types of stuff with it. So, oh, there we go, showing some action fighting there. There we go. But yeah, check it out, man. Watch
Yeah.
some trailers on this. I'm surprised you haven't seen it yet. I showed
No.
enough.
If it's from the Witcher 3 devs, like I'm all for it. Because I loved that game. That's one of my top games.
But no, man, that's I would strongly recommend you check that out. But before we get out here, do you want to give any shout outs or say anything?
1 second.
No, no problem.
I was
Take
just
your time.
I was just sticking that game. I just searched it so I could stick it in my wish list and look at later.
Mm. But is there anybody you
Uh,
want to give a shout out to before we get out of here today, Chris?
well, my store, you can find me at 234 South Lafayette Street in Shelby, North Carolina. Next Level Games and Repairs. I'm also on Facebook, so
And,
you can
and and
contact
what
me
type of
on there.
repairs do you do, sir?
We do controller repairs, game console repairs, and we do disc repairs as well.
Excellent. And do you also do something special for the controllers as well?
Oh yeah, the Hall Effect joystick
There we go.
upgrades and TMR joystick upgrades. Yeah, we can install those so that your controller won't get stick drift anymore.
Excellent, excellent. And let me give a shout out to Chris's store as well. And let me say a shout out to the PlayStation Ain't Dead podcast.
PlayStation ain't dead.
There we go. Look at that. Double shout out. He's even wearing the podcast shirt. That is a loyal person. So a shout out to Games Ain't Dead with Sean. And of course, shout out to LL Smooth and the Radical One Reggie. And then one more good shout out to our good friend, Residence Daryl. And again, thank you to everybody who was supported the Tommy Crawford music. that we put in the thing. Again, it's just just listening to it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. That's great. But I do appreciate all the support for that. And then shout out to everybody just in general. Thank y'all for always coming through, watching the show, listening to the show, sending feedback through the email, or just join. I know I do the show at weird and odd hours, so I don't expect anybody to ever show up to be in the comment section. But I do appreciate everybody who actually does listen to it. Shout out to our people in Mexico, Germany, Guatemala, uh, across the pond, in between. Thank all you guys for all listening. And if you always can, please like, share, subscribe to the show. And thank you as always. And with that said, I bid you adieu. KRIS, sir, thank you so much for coming on again. I look forward to the next time you want to come on, and you are always welcome here, sir.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was good.
All right. Well, sir, what is the pizza that you will be eating tomorrow? Or should I say, what is the next pizza you're going to eat, going to have on it?
Oh, just cheese.
Just a cheese
That's the
pizza.
way I
Fair
like
enough.
it. Yeah.
Simple man. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin was it Macaulay from Home Alone? Just a plain cheese pizza.
It's the best way.
We're out. Peace.